All right, we're doing some updates in the old cabin. Welcome back to the channel. So some of this has been needed for a long time, but so I'm sure most of you have seen the old cabin in the past in some videos, and I'll show you some of the changes that I've just made. So used to it had a partition wall right here, you know, just like this one here is right here, and it had like a 5-foot wide door going into the bedroom. And the way it was set up, you kind of had to zig in and out of there. So basically took that wall out, added this new wall, which you can see. Right down the bedroom, you can see the new flooring. Got rid of the other bed where I could have still a full-size bed, but I got rid of all the headboard and all that, where I could turn the bed sideways in here. Made a lot more room. Now I can get up to bed on both sides to make the beds a whole lot simpler now. So and the other mattress set down in like a box bed, you know, so it made it hard to get out of there to do that. So anyway, much better here now. I got all my boots piled up here. I got a rack coming. It's going to go right over here in that corner right there, and that'll be where I store all my boots. Got all my holsters up there on the wall. I did have a big shelf up here on the back of that, you remember, that had all the squares in it with all my movies in it. So now they're up here on the shelf overhead, so it created a little more room. Put another shelf up here, put some totes on, and one of the reasons I did that is the other bed had drawers underneath it, so I lost the drawer space, but it's worth it. So, and of course back here, you know, no changes back here in the new room, but didn't get flooring to match, but you know, it's just what it is. So this right here wasn't the vinyl stuff here, and the vinyl's a lot easier to put down. I think it's a lot better. So anyway, that's what that is. So my living room is next to do that. Oh, another thing too, I closed this part right here in, you know, this, when we bought the old cabin, that was actually an opening into the kitchen. So I'd already blocked off the other side and put shelves on it. And then, but this side here, I had never got around to doing it. So I did do that. So that's all blocked off now. So it kind of makes a straight through shot to walk to the back door. So now I started on the living room floor. It's going to take a lot of floor level of material in here. The plywood wasn't put down very good, and I had to replace some pieces that you know, was really some shoddy underlayment, and got all that kind of patched up. But in an old cabin like this, it's really hard to you know, everything's unlevel and all that. Is, you know, the floor joists in this cabin are made of logs, and so you can see the difference in the logs on the wall, you know, how wonky they are, you know, as far as different diameters and all that. Well, the floor was no different, and so that's just kind of what they did. So the floor kind of wigwams all back and forth, you know. So anyway, we did kind of level this section here up as you come through there. You know, we actually put, it's about 3.5 inches under this corner right here to bring that back up to level. So in here, I'm not going to be so lucky. I won't be able to do that right here. But anyway, it should be a lot more solid now where the stove sets. Because before they had some, I don't know, some really weird crap done underneath the stove. I guess they thought they was leaving an air gap between the two layers of flooring or something. But anyway, it made the stove where it jiggled around when you walked in front of it. So anyway, got that resolved, and so I got everything kind of drug over here to that side of the living room right now to, you know, do this floor here. And you can see a lot of it's not dry yet, but I did have that sander in here, and I was, you know, knocking it, smoothing it back up with a belt sander. So that's a lot better than it was. So now I'll finish letting that dry before I drag the couch back across it, so I don't gouge it up. But anyway, then I'll drag the couch back over there, and then I'll try to do this other side tomorrow, so that way the living room is prepped and ready for some flooring. So got a box built right there, and that's going to be to set the stove up on. I'm going to set the stove up 10 inches higher than it used to be. That's going to be nice, because before, like taking ashes out and stuff like that, you kind of had to get down on one knee and do that. So that'll make that'll make taking ashes out a lot better. And so I got some, this looks like a big mess over here right now with everything shoved around. I got my inverter torn apart there. I've had trouble with my inverter and got my old one back up that I had problems with it, so I got a new one coming, and so I'll get that up. And then one of my solar chargers, the other 100 amp one I had, quit working, so I had to borrow Tyler's extra 40 amp one here and put back up. For the time being, I had to unhook one of the panels to be able to use that one. So anyway, it's another work in progress all the time. So anyway, I'll show you the wood stove too. I got it all repainted and it'll be ready to go back in. Well, it's time to start laying the flooring in the living room. Got the floor patch all in. They're all leveled up best I could. Now I'm starting in laying some of this stuff. This is the first time I've actually did this by myself, so Tyler's always helped. So I didn't think I was going to get started on it today, so I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and try it by myself, see what I can screw up. So I'm getting ready to make my first biggest cut, so we'll see how that goes. Well, as you can see, I made a little headway on the flooring. I still got a little strip to go along here. I'll do that tomorrow. That's going to be a lot of cutting to do that, so I was tired. I didn't feel like trying to do that, so got to put the baseboard trim up and all that in here yet. And I'll probably move the furniture back around like it belongs. So, and of course the stove is not in here yet, any of that. So lots of work left to do. Tomorrow I'm gonna start going on through the kitchen here and get it done too. So it's gonna kind of suck because I have to move everything out of the kitchen, stove, refrigerator, freezer, cabinet, everything. So that's gonna be a pain in the rear to do, but it needs to be done. And man, oh man, I tell you, it looks so much better. It's gonna be a whole lot easier to keep clean. So I'm liking it. Not liking crawling around on my knees doing it, but as you can see, it matches the bedroom floor and all that. So it's really gonna look nice. Well, this is the next morning and I'm starting into the kitchen now. So that's gonna be a chore. Got a lot of crap in there I gotta move. But for now, I gotta finish up these last little pieces across here. So a lot of cutting to do yet before I can move on into the kitchen, but that's gonna be the next move. And then once I do that, I'll be ready to start putting everything back into place. But I got a ways to go yet. I got to trim off the bottom of the door, and I got another little piece right there I got to put in front of the door, and baseboard trim and that sort of thing. But it's a going. Well, look at that. Still got all kinds of clutter piled around. Still got more to do, but the flooring's all down. Got had to shorten these legs on the front of this cabinet. They've always been wonky, and so I'm not done yet. I still got to pull the stove back out and get in here. This is all nailed to the wall on the end. I got to get a different saw blade so I can cut them nails, and then I can level the cabinets up because they've always been way off. I just never took the time to do it, but now I've got the legs all cut off. I just need to take it loose from the wall down there and lower that down, so that'll take care of that. So but anyway, it's coming along, and we got the the baseboard trimmed down. I'm not staining anything or nothing like that. It's not that critical, but you can see this board back there, and over here's where the stove goes. Got down there and trimmed across there. So I got getting ready to put one behind the couch now. So now I got more work to do on the door. I did take it off and shorten it, but I gotta do some work to make it seal up better. But it's coming along. Sure, definitely looking a lot better. I'm gonna have my living room arranged a little bit differently. I gotta move this shelf right here. I decided I'm gonna put my table over here, but can't do that with a head knocker there, so we'll have to relocate that. So I'll be doing that. All right, I kind of uncovered. I got it sitting out here on the porch, so can see it's all repainted and all the sun's so bright it's kind of hard to tell out here, but you know, the glass is all cleaned up now where you can actually see through it. And I don't know if you can see in there or not, but anyway, it's glass is all cleaned up. Everything's ready to go back in the house. I got the blowers off of it right now, but anyway, put it back in the house. I'll get the blowers all back on it, and it's all cleaned out, freshened up, and ready to go back to work. So come winter time anyway. So hopefully that's a while away yet. So it'll be nice to have it, you know, setting up 10 inches higher than it is right there. So that'll be a plus. But not looking forward to wrestling it back in there and trying to get a 500-pound stove set back up 10 inches high. So anyway, we'll get that done. So that's kind of where the old cabin is right now. Alrighty, I think we're going to conclude this one. Flooring's all done, baseboard trim's all done. We kind of got everything put back into place where it's going to go. Still haven't got my cabinet issue resolved. I still got to pull the stove out and do that. Tyler brought me up a blade to try on that, see if it'll cut nails. So got a few more things to put up, you know. Still got a shop vac sitting in here and some other knick-knack things to get put away, but outside of that, I'm pretty happy with it. That's my deal that the stove is going to set on. Went ahead and covered the sides of that with flooring as well. And the stove will actually set all the way out onto those gray lips you'll see around the edges, so it's barely wide enough for the stove to set on. So anyway, that's that'll get the stove up 10 inches higher. That'll make it a lot nicer to use. So I got to move one light switch from over there that used to be beside the door over here on this side now. So outside of that, I think I'm gonna call it good, and I think I'm gonna fix me something to eat and call it a day. Check it out. Looks so much better. All right, final view. I do believe everything is done. Most everything is put back in place. Still got a few little things here and there, but see the stove is sitting up on a pedestal now. It's all hooked back up, all repainted, clean glass. Cleaned up a lot of the crap that was on the wall behind the stove, got rid of that. Kind of couch a little bit different place. That's a new wall right there put in. Of course, we just finished the bedroom. Relocated the chair now. Moved the table over here. Another little shelf right there beside the table. Kitchen's mostly back in order. So it's really a big improvement in the living room. So that looks nice. I had to relocate my light switch from over on this side of the wall over here. Put up another new light today on the bottom of the ladder. Got one shelf there I haven't even got loaded down with crap yet, but I'm sure I'll figure out a thing to put it on that. And then of course re-show the bedroom again here. Got some other junk here. I had a cover there off the stove there I had outside. So anyway, the bedroom now. Shelving up in it. Next thing I'll do is work on some of my chinking. I got a shoe rack coming. It'll go right over there in that corner. Hopefully that'll be enough room to get all them up. And of course the laundry room, everybody's seen that before. You know, the laundry, water tank, shower, the whole bit back here. So what's really nice is being able to walk straight through here now, where before you had to walk through here and then jog over around the bed and all that. So that was never very pleasant, but it's just what it was. And then like I say, remember I did this, closed that back in, made that look a little cleaner. So it's really really nice. I couldn't be happier, man. I tell you, it's so much brighter in here now than it was before. It's really nice. I'm really glad to get the stove back in here, get it all hooked back up. I'll probably in the morning I think I'll build a fire in it and see if I can't I'm sure the paint's going to want to smoke some, so get that done early in the morning so the house has time to cool back off before the end of the day. We got it hooked up about an hour ago, but I'm like, if I build a fire in it now, I'll be cooking at bedtime, so we'll just skip that. So anyway, that's the final look of what it actually is going to look like now. So thanks for watching.